Well, joining me now is Bilal Rauf, who is the spokesman for the Australian National Imam Council, and he joins us now from Sydney. Bilal, it's good to have you on the show. I know it's a delicate time and sensitive time for you and your community. Let's start off by saying, how is your community dealing with this tragedy?
Look, it's a real shock, and it's bewildering for us because New Zealand, in many ways, is seen as being a very close country to Australia. We have the same culture, language, societal aspects, and so to have this happen, it's like it's happened in our own country. And in fact, one of the perpetrators was an Australian, so it's close to home. It's as though it has happened here. We're all in shock. We're very, we feel a sense of real tragedy and loss. It's hard to put into words, and I think the truth is it hasn't hit home. We're seeing all these numbers, these rising numbers, but it hasn't hit home. And I think, we'll wake up tomorrow morning and still be asking, did it really happen?
Yeah, Bilal, like you said, I mean, one of the perpetrators apprehended in connection to this tragedy was born in Australia. Do you feel that the Muslim community in Australia has received threats before?
Oh, without a doubt. Look, there is no doubt that in many parts of the world, there is an increasing trend in Islamophobia, be it America, England, New Zealand, Australia, Europe. There is an increasing trend. And sadly, this is, in some ways, it's not surprising that it's culminated in the way that it has. It could have been anywhere. It could have been in America. It could have been in Australia, where there is a lot of, sadly, divisive rhetoric among leadership, among politicians, in the media, and all of this, it stokes the flames of hatred. It emboldens these people, these terrorists, who feel a sense then of that they can do this and celebrate it. And whether it be against Muslims, Christians, or anyone, this is an act of terrorism.
Okay.
And
but this
yes.
is a delicate time, I understand, Bilal, but sort of as the National Imam Council, what do you think needs to be done by authorities to sort of calm some of the things you talked about?
Look, I think there's a number of things, and obviously with something like this, one needs to reflect and be very considered. And there needs to be dialogue. There needs to be questions as to increased security. If someone can so easily walk into a mosque and gun down 49 people, there's a real question as to, at places of worship, is there a need for increased security? And also amongst, dialogue with law enforcement agencies about what more can be done. We clearly need to be more alive and need to preempt and be ready for these things and ask ourselves, what can we do to ensure that a tragedy like this does not happen, whether at a synagogue or a mosque or a church? It's unacceptable, and 49 people killed is just something that can't be easily looked over.
Bilal Rauf, thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. We wish you the best in this difficult time for you and your community.